sometimes before this starts, there's comedy that we just can't talk about.
Well, it wasn't really it was just a...
Just,
yeah. I'm trying to...
Happy Friday.
Hi, happy Friday to you. It's the Krisha and Frank show. Happy to be on your YouTubes. Happy to be on your Apples and Googles and iHearts and Stitchers. And
subscribe. Please hit the subscribe button. Send it to your friends. Send it to your enemies. Who cares?
Yes.
It doesn't matter.
Because then you'll win them over. They'll become your friends.
You're my favorite little muffin flower if you hit the subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. And you can give us a rating and all the things if you want. I don't know, Casey Beeman gave us 5 stars.
Thanks, Casey.
On Apple Podcasts.
That's awesome. And we keep getting wonderful comments on YouTube. Tanya sends us some comments about some coffee grounds for plants.
Oh, yeah. And Megan makes comments occasionally, and some of our other friends. I also see comments on Facebook when I share the link. In fact... I guess I was going to mention the Audible books, but let me do it real quick.
Yeah.
They want to know about Avogadro.
Avogadro, yeah.
Avogadro the Avocado.
Yeah, and he's bigger, y'all. Oh, please be careful.
So he's gotten quite a bit larger, taller.
See if I can...
Look at this. See, look at these leaves way up here.
Here, I'm going to... Look at him.
He's got little nubs coming off of the...
Ooh, the shadow is cool.
Yeah. Oh, it's like having 2 plants.
Yeah.
He's got little nubs coming off the main stem, so I think there's more to happen.
Oh, goodness,
with this avocado down the road.
Avogadro the Avocado.
So
here, I'll put him back there because you stress me out.
Yes, I understand that. That's part of the... That would be in the basic premise of the show. What is the show about? Well, Frank stresses Krisha out. And then she says something funny, and to relieve the tension. That's the basic operating principle of Krisha and Frank Enterprises.
That is when we decided to do this, we're like,
how's this going to work? Well, I'll stress you out.
Yeah.
And then you say a joke.
Yeah.
How's
Got
that?
It. It's 1 week until Christmas.
It is.
And you got a big old Prezi back here.
Well, I don't think there's an Audible subscription in there. But it is a lot of fun, especially with all the things. People do get gadgets for the holidays. So when you do get your gadget or give a gadget, not only should you immediately, before you give the present, subscribe to Krisha and Frank on all of the apps.
Just do it.
Just go ahead and just open up every app and subscribe to us. I have totally done that at... like Best Buy, but that's another story. Then Audible is a wonderful thing to listen to audio entertainment of all stripes, and you can do it by going to audibletrial.com/Krisha and Frank.
Yay!
Get a free 30-day trial. Keep whatever the first download is forever, and then decide if you want to stick around or not.
Yeah, and you should.
Yeah.
Audible's pretty great, and it's not that expensive.
Yeah, you're a big fan because you're an audio listener, an auditory learner.
I am. That's how I took my Praxis test.
A what?
The Praxis test.
I don't know what a Praxis.
I took a Praxis exam to be a teacher.
I don't even know what that means.
A Praxis exam is what they give you to be a teacher and or a substitute teacher.
It sounds like they're mispronouncing practice.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's the Praxis.
It sounds like a little 4-year-old who wants to eat, breakfast.
I'm to eat breakfast, and I'm Praxis is my words.
That's what it sounds like. I mean, seriously, Charlie, who is 3, has better articulation than that.
Well, right, but it's the actual name of it. I'm not misarticulating anything. The actual name of the exam is the Praxis exam.
Right. Okay.
Tennessee is a state where if you can pass the Praxis exam, you can teach the subject.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
so what
Praxis
did you teach?
Based. Well, I am in my current studies to complete my teaching.
Nice.
Yeah.
In like the acting world?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
This is news to me.
I know.
This is exciting.
It's been in the works since August, end of August.
Well, how about good for you?
That's how I did the substitute teaching. I took a substitute Praxis exam so I could sub in Knox County.
Why didn't you just take the regular Praxis exam?
This is where I should say something funny.
Okay, the look that counts. The exasperated sigh counts. Because coming up in this episode, maybe we'll do it in the second half. We have to hear about your crazy post the other day about line dancing with old ladies.
It's just life. It's just me being old.
Okay.
I've decided that I am now old. I'm just going to cruise on into...
Well, you're only 40.
Right, and a half. Yeah, we have vintage posters at Sweet Fanny Adams, and they're like, yeah, they were printed in 1980. So get a vintage poster. I'm like,
so you're a vintage Krisha. When I
oh,
was,
you're gonna have to honk the horn there.
when I was 40, I decided I was going to go visit the rest of the 50 states that I hadn't been before I turned 50. And I thought, I'm really glad that I did. It was something that was just exciting because it happened to work out that my mother and my sister went to Alaska the same time that I turned 40. They were there for their own purposes, but I was sadly unemployed at this time of my life.
I see a
So
theme.
I've been through it before. And they're like, Frank, you don't have a job.
Yeah, Frank, you don't have a job. Why don't you come with us?
Why don't you come to Alaska? And I lived in California, Los Angeles. So, see, I can't tell you this middle part of the story because I'm going to try to go a whole episode without mentioning the person who lived in Seattle at that time.
It still counts, Frank.
But anyway, I did a layover and then went to Anchorage.
Yeah.
And on my 40th birthday, I went with my mom and my sister. We went to see Denali. We got in a plane and we my mom didn't, but Alicia and I flew up in this little Cessna, landed on a glacier and got out and we looked at Denali and
Sounds like a lovely 40th birthday.
It was fantastic. And it occurred to me that at that point in my life, I'd been to Alaska and Hawaii.
Nice.
And I thought, those are the hard ones.
Yeah, I've never been.
Once you turn 40, it's all downhill from there in terms of getting the rest of the states.
Okay.
For me. So I thought,
I haven't been to many states. And
but this was my goal, not your goal.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what my goal is because you'll have another panic attack about me moving away. Unless you would like to do our show on the road with me for a solid year. Because I want to trick out like an old van or an old RV and just explore the country.
That's good...
That's what I want to do. I want to do that for as long as I can remember.
Well, I have a cousin, Jordan, as a first cousin once removed, I think, who wrote a book and decided they rehabbed like a school bus or type of thing, and they did that crazy bit where they drove around and did a country tour, but it didn't take them a whole year. It only took them like a month.
Yeah, but see, I'd like to spend a year doing it because I want to go to and like camp in places and hike in places and walk around and
if you could get to the Wi-Fi, once a week or twice a week. I think we could still do the show while you're driving around gallivanting.
That's easy.
Sowing your wild oat.
I'm my one wild oat. I got one oat left. Because then I just eat oats.
You know what I mean, though?
I do. I have a lot of oats to sow.
Yes, I would prefer to be able to go along, but I have family, I have responsibilities. I'm not going to just
I do too.
Leave.
I'm sure they'd be so upset. I'm sure. Like, oh, no, he's gone.
No. What if we had a job, though?
We don't. The fact of the matter is, we do not. This is not a concern. Not at all.
That's a good point.
All
right.
We could see more of the country. You know what I mean.
All right.
And if you would like to see more of the people that support and love us and that we love, you can go to bonezones.com. Don't forget the S.
That is fantastic. And I noticed that Brian Hornback, who's been listening to the episodes rather than watching the episodes, which means we can make faces, so he won't know. He'll only hear about it on the on Apple Podcasts. But he mentioned that he has visited bonezones.com because of our commercials and had already purchased the nonfiction books.
Ooh.
But he made it sound like I bought all the nonfiction books, of which there's only 2.
But still.
Most of them are fiction. But
there's the little one, right? So technically there's 3.
Technically, yeah. The mini book was an extension of one of the stories we're talking about. Identity Crisis is an extension of one of the stories in Beyond the Body Farm.
Right.
So when you get the books, though, have Dr. Bass sign them for you and to you, and find some gifts between now and Christmas. You got a week left.
You got 1 week
to get the free shipping on Christmas on any item by mentioning Krisha and Frank.
Yeah, when you check out. So bonezones.com. Don't forget the S.
So what are you going to get? Tote bag? I gave you the tote bag.
Yeah.
T-shirt, hat, whatever.
And I have all the books already, but I don't have the nonfiction books, so I need to get the nonfiction books.
They're great. All right. Yeah. So thank you to Susan and Dr. Bass and everybody. He's doing fine, by the way, at 92 years old.
92, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah, we read his Christmas holiday letter on the show last week.
But more to my aging.
Speaking of 92, people who are 92.
Okay, I when I tweeted it and when I made the Facebook post, I even put in quotes "senior ladies" because there is a classification. These women were probably from 55 to 70s.
Well, they send you a card from AARP, whether you want it or not, as soon as you turn 50.
Well, I got one when I was 30-something. So
Well, that's a typo.
Yeah.
They must have thought you were somebody else.
They must have. There's so many Krishas in the world.
But, all right, so these are people who were over 50, or would you go ahead and say they're over 60?
I would say they're more than likely over 60. There were only like 7 or 8 of them. I would say they're over 60.
Okay. Where were they?
Well, I don't want to give away exactly where
I'm sorry. I don't mean to that. I'm not going to stalk it either. I'm just what's the overall?
Where were they?
No. What's the concept? They were like in a parking lot, or they were in the woods.
I'm going to tell you. Just hold out, buddy.
This is the part where I say something annoying.
Just calm it down. It's a story. I don't want to say exactly where I run because, I mean, you can kind of figure it out, but I'm just not.
No, I don't care. I'm not going to run with you.
I know. Oh, I know. So I was late to where I was running, and I pulled into the parking lot to where I run, the same place I go, and it was packed. The parking lot. I was like, what in the Hades is happening? And as I'm like scoffing,
because with COVID and everything, they should all be home.
It was a chilly, sunny day, and typically in the middle of the week, this area is not that busy.
That's true. Being outside is healthier than being
So
inside.
I pulled in, and as I pull in and I see all the cars, I also see at the bottom of the parking lot women dancing, masked women. They're all wearing masks, and they're in their little coats and their gloves and their little hats.
Yeah.
And they're line dancing. They have the back end of an SUV open with a speaker, and they are line dancing. And
What's the song? Is it Electric Slide or?
I sent a picture to a friend of mine who I was actually Snapchatting with, and I got the ladies dancing behind me, and I was like, old lady dance class. And I was like, old lady line dance class, and I was like joking about it, and his immediate response was, so are you gonna join?
Do it.
And I was like, duh.
Do it.
So I got out of the car, and I had all my running stuff on, and I was like putting my gloves on, I was putting my headphones in, and I was listening, and I was watching, and I could not help but move my feet. I couldn't help it.
I mean, some of those songs, when it says you got to step
Jingle Bell Rock, man.
Oh.
They're line dancing to like non-line dancing songs.
Well, is that the one that they use in the Mean Girls movie?
Yeah.
All right.
But this was like even better than Mean Girls. But I couldn't help like just watch she was teaching it, and I couldn't help it. And then one of the ladies,
to do it now. I noticed.
One of the ladies, she goes, "Do you want to join us?" And I was like, "Yeah, is that okay?" And they're like, "Yeah." And I think it was a YMCA class. It
was an organized thing, not just randos.
And it wasn't just rando.
This whole time.
This was a class. This was like an actual class that it appeared they moved outside.
Yes.
And so they're like, "Do you want to join us?" I was like, "Absolutely." And halfway through, this one woman turns around, and this is what I get. And I wish I had a mask. So she turns, she goes, "You're going to come in here and tell me that you're learning this the first time out of the bag?" She's like, I oughta. I was like, "Look, I did not come here for a fight, ma'am. I am just here."
I understand her frustration.
She was so funny about it, and they were
but I can
sweet.
understand the frustration because you know how difficult it is for me to do choreography.
Right.
It's practically impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done it, but it's very hard for me to do the simplest steps in the Nutcracker, for example.
Right.
All right. And when you see someone who shows up last minute as an add-in to the cast or whatever, this is their... I can even give you a more specific example than that. The last time I did Nutcracker, a year ago, they decide they're going to re-choreograph the whole scene that I'm in. I'm in one flippin' scene.
You almost had to honk yourself.
The grandfather dance scene, scene 5, act 1, scene 5.
Right, the one for seniors.
Yeah, grandfather dance. I'm in that scene, and I have done it for, at this point, 9 years in a row. I know I've learned it.
Yes.
So for year 10, they're like, we're redoing it.
Yes.
Everything is different. It's completely different. And they had us old people come in,
Right.
and we had extra lessons and extra choreography, and I'm grinding my gears, all right?
Yeah.
And then and it's time for now regular rehearsals. So my dance partner, my ballet wife, Jenny Collins, or she's married now, Jenny Flatford, she comes in. And she's been dancing she's 30 something. And she's been dancing her whole life since she's 3 in this ballet company. She's there. She looks around. They kind of are explaining the choreography. And she goes, okay. And grabs me and does it backwards, dragging me through it. She says, no, you're going to do this. No, you're going to do this. Then we're going to do this. And I'm going like, you are not, how can, I'm that lady. I'm that lady who says, you can't tell me that you just showed up after I've been 3 Saturdays in a row trying to learn this, and now you just learn, and you're doing it backwards?
Well, and I will tell you that it's a muscle. It's just like anything else. When you use it, and it's like you editing audio. Okay,
yeah.
It would be like if I walked into a studio, and it was editing
and you saw me doing all
and
that,
and how quickly.
That's a good point, because people have been gobsmacked when they walk into a room and I'm doing my little trick, magic trick with the audio,
and you're ready to go, and you can get it, and you have 8 seconds, and you can get it to where you need it.
Because you got one eye on the clock and one eye on what you're doing,
it's
and you're
the same. It's the same muscle. It's the equivalent of that.
Okay.
And so the more you use it, the easier it is for you to do, the faster you can do it. And I will say there have been times in my life that when I auditioned for Disney, Tokyo Disney, y'all, I had my little number on, and I was working at Disney at the time. I was a contracted actor. I was dancing every single day.
Yeah.
I walked into this audition, went through the first round of it, made it to the second round. She started the second round of choreography, and I could not learn it. It was so fast. I was like, and I walked to the back of the room, and I picked up my bag, and I left, and I got in the car, and I drove away. Yeah.
Because it was next level.
But no, I mean, it's just a muscle.
So
it was so much fun.
All right, so the old ladies.
Yes. And they're not the old ladies.
The mature women. The middle-aged, probably middle-aged. They would probably call themselves middle-aged.
Absolutely.
So they're struggling to learn the Jingle Bell Rock choreography.
Not all of them, some of them.
Little professional dancer... actress, singer shows up, and of course can absorb it because it's like remedial for you.
I'm going back next week. I am intentionally going to be late for my run the same day. Are you going to
start charging you for the class?
I'm going to pay for it. I will pay for it. Absolutely. It's a YMCA class. It's not like it's going to cost $1 million.
All right.
But if they're out there, I want to go back, and
because you want to hear how the song ends,
right? But to celebrate my fun dance class day, I took myself to Cracker Barrel at 4:15 in the afternoon.
They have breakfast all day.
I didn't get breakfast.
What'd you get? What are you doing?
I got a hamburger steak with the grilled onions and steamed vegetables.
This sounds terrific.
I know.
Did you eat it?
No, I didn't eat it there.
To go? They have a new.
Sitting anywhere.
They have some kind of new breakfast item.
They do, but I'm just laughing at myself that 4:15 in the afternoon after I took my line dancing class.
That would be.
It was my dinner before the show.
So I'm guessing there was quite a rush. That's probably very busy. Probably a line out the door at 4:15 on a Cracker Barrel afternoon.
When I went in to pick up my food, though, I did do a little bit of Christmas shopping. Because that is a good place to buy some gifts. No
kidding. Yeah.
But,
Jerry, in fact, without outing her, you see that bag over there? I had to move it when we set up the room. There's something from Cracker Barrel that Jerry bought in there, probably for one of the grandkids.
I bought clothes at Cracker Barrel before.
I think that's what's in there.
I've also bought clothes at Kroger. So.
Well, yeah, I guess Jerry has bought something for herself at Cracker Barrel, and I bought clothes at Kroger.
Yeah.
Mostly like pajama pants.
Yeah.
That jacket that I wore for the Carnes Parade, that was a Kroger purchase.
There's only, near you, there's only one. It's Bougie Kroger.
Wait, how many Bougie Krogers are there?
That's the Kroger I call Bougie Kroger.
Then maybe I've got the wrong Bougie Kroger. The Bearden Kroger I thought you were talking about is the Bougie Kroger.
No, that's
Cedar
College
Bluff
Kroger. That's Lampshade Kroger.
Then I have it backwards, because Cedar Bluff is Bougie.
Cedar Bluff is Bougie Kroger.
Then I've been calling the Bearden Bougie.
Yeah, no, that's Lampshade Kroger.
Where the college girls show up with no pants.
Yeah.
In case you're interested, because they come from the suntan place.
They do.
And then they go buy ice cream.
Yeah, absolutely. And Chick-fil-A. It is, I mean, if you would like to get any more basic in the world, they're buying White Claw at Kroger. They're getting their tan on. They're getting their Chick-fil-A. And look, these are all things I would do.
There's a Starbucks in that lot, too. I mean, it's the trifecta, not the quadfecta. That's why Suntan City, Kroger, Starbucks, and Cracker Barrel. I mean, and Chick-fil-A. Sorry, Chick-fil-A. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
One.
That is why the Firehouse went out of business next door, because nobody wants a sub.
Firehouse subs? Yeah.
Nobody wants a sub. And the pet store.
I didn't know that.
There's a pet store in there, too.
Oh, okay. They opened up a new bougie cookie store across the street.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a franchise out of Memphis. It's like the family that was in The Blind Side, the Tuohys, are somehow involved in this.
I have no idea what the hell you're talking about.
All right, so there's some kind of whimsy cookies.
A cookie?
It's like...
Oh, whimsy. That's my favorite word.
You know how cupcakes were the thing for a while?
Yeah.
And then maybe now it's donuts are still kind of the thing.
Yeah.
Maybe pie for a minute. Well, now apparently it's these iced sugar cookies where they're piped and flooded with icing. I've been researching this. So...
It sounds terrible.
Well, they also have chocolate-covered Oreos and other things, but it's an gourmet cookie store. And it's right across from all the bougie things that we're talking about. Because when you see the images for it, it's the two women from Memphis are dressed in their debutante gowns, selling cookies. And the whole thing, it's so over the top. Southern debutante.
Yeah, okay. You lost me. I'm not saying they probably have fine cookies and it's probably a fine establishment.
They're getting a lot of news.
But you lost me. You lost me.
Maybe I did a poor job of explaining.
I do declare, let me twirl my umbrella and make you an overly iced cookie.
That's what
I will have it delivered to your home.
That's exactly what it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I can't.
All right. There's a Moonshine Mountain cookies down the road. That place is delicious.
Where?
Moonshine Mountain cookies.
Oh, I like Insomnia cookies. They deliver to you in a pizza box.
Do they have caffeine in them?
No.
Well, what's the Insomnia?
They're open like 24 hours.
Oh, see, I thought they were for the college students so that you could eat them.
They are for the college students because they deliver in the middle of the night. You can order cookies.
Nice.
Yeah, I once had them delivered to a bar.
Genius.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I was the belle of the ball that day.
I do declare.
I do declare. You have had cookies delivered to this bar.
What an idea.
Hook me up with a snickerdoodle.
Well, all right, sister.
Oh, gosh. We'll see.
Thank you so much for watching.
I was going to say we'll see you tomorrow, but no, I'm sleeping in.
Tomorrow's the weekend. We'll be back on Monday with another Krisha and Frank show. You can find it, first thing, we post at midnight to all the audio podcast apps.
Yeah.
And then at 6 o'clock in the morning on the YouTubes so that you can watch us with your breakfast in case you're trying to diet and don't want to have an appetite.
I've gained 10 pounds since March. None of my pants are fitting well.
Well, you've said that a couple of times, so you're still holding at the 10, right? You haven't gained any more.
No, actually, it's yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm right. It's fine. It's fine.
You'll be fine.
Look.
You're running. You're doing old lady line dancing.
I still look good.
All right.
I just ain't lampshading it anymore.
We'll talk to you Monday. Lampshade. You never lampshaded.
I have.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I never have.
You should. No, if you do it, it's Porky Pig in it. That's the male version of a lampshade. Porky Pig, just shirt and underpants. Okay, bye.